Hi, welcome to the video Spring Test Property Source Examples. How to run unit tests with different properties files. I am Nam Ha Ming from codejava.net. So in this video, I'd like to share with you how to run unit tests with different application configuration files in Spring Boot. Let's say in development, we want to run our unit test with the test local properties file. And in production, the application should run with the primary configuration file application.properties. Here you see I have a Java Spring Boot project, and this is a primary application configuration file, the application.properties file under this folder src main resources, and this should be used for production. So the data source URL pointing to a remote database server, and it should not display a SQL statements in the console. So SQL equal false and Hibernate DDL auto equal none. And in development with unit test, suppose that we have a different application configuration file, the test local.properties file, and you see in development we used a local database server, and we want to use Hibernate DDL auto equal update, and so SQL equal true, and format SQL equal true. So you can see there are some differences between running the application in production and in development. So in unit test class, we want to run the test against local database. So we need to use this test local properties file. Let me show you how to do that using the test property source annotation. So this is a Spring Data JPA test class, unit test class. So use the test property source annotation and specify the properties file with the prefix class path, and then the file name test local.properties. Note that the test local.properties file should be under the src test resources directory like this. Okay, very simple. And now I can run the test. Okay, you see the test is successful. If I change the file name here, I should get an error. You can see we got an error here. You see class path resource test local1 property is cannot be opened because it does not exist. And I can verify in my local database in MySQL Workbench here, and you see one product got inserted into the products table. So it's very simple. Just use the test property source annotation and specify the the properties file with the prefix class path, and the properties file should be under the src test resources directory like this. In case you put the test local properties file under a different location, such as in the package directory like this, you see test local properties under the package net.codejava. So in the test class, you should use the test property source annotation like this. Class path and then you need to specify the relative path to the package structure net slash code java, and then the file name test underscore local dot properties, you see, and run the test again. Okay, successful. You can also use the test property source annotation without any values, and in this case the test or runner will look for the properties file with the same name as the test class under the same location as the test class. So we need to uh, create the properties file like this. You see, product repository test dot properties. That means the file should have the same name as the test class and is in the same location. Okay, so in this case, we just use the test property source annotation without any config values. Now let me run the test. Okay, successful, you see. And you can also tell the test runner to load multiple config files. For example, here you see I have two properties files, test local 1 and test local 2 under the test resources directory. So in this case, we can use the test property source annotation like this. We specify the location of each config file in an array of string. So you need to use array syntax like this. The first location of the first config file, class path test underscore local underscore 1 dot properties, and the second config file test local 2 dot properties. Okay, and run the test. Successful, you see. Alright, so that you have learned how to use the test property source annotation in Spring in order to run unit tests with different application configuration files or different properties files. I hope you found this video helpful. Please subscribe to my channel, like, comment, and share this video. Thanks for watching.